I'm in Beeston today on the Beeston and Chilwell garden trail. It's a lovely day, Sunday afternoon, sun's out, so I thought I'd go and find and attempt to visit a few gardens. It's always nice to have a nosy around other people's gardens. Number 6 is the first one I'm looking for, and then we're going down to number 16 down the bottom. So Nikki, you're the guardian of this garden at 6 Devonshire Road.
Yep, I've been the guardian of it for about 22 years now.
Oh right, okay. And the trail's been going, what,
25.
25.
And I've only opened the last 4 years.
So have you done a lot to it from when you first moved in?
It has changed a bit, yeah. So we used to have a garage base over there, which we dug up completely and made into a sort of vegetable area.
Okay.
I've gradually cut out more and more of the lawn and expanded the borders, and we put up a big
more weeds.
Yes. And we put up a big pergola, and we're going to steer up it now. So my husband does all the hard landscaping, brickwork, and things, and I do the plants.
It's nice because you've got a lot of contrast in, haven't you? Obviously.
Yes.
Bricks,
brick paths. These were all slabbed.
Okay.
When we came in, it was all just like mixed
horrible
slabs.
flagstones.
Yes.
Yeah, with no character.
So I was like, no, we don't want them. So it's nearly killed him doing all the brickwork, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fitting a boat out at the moment. I've just carried in 2.5 tons of bricks, so just over 1,600 of these.
It's really
and
heavy work, isn't it?
you know, you just have to get them in through the side hatch. I've been doing it on my own, so
oh my gosh.
A few weeks later, a lot of backache.
Yeah.
I've got the ballast in.
Hands with cramp and goodness knows what. And so I think we've probably finished doing the hard landscaping now, and then we'll just enjoy the plants. And you just learn all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just lovely sharing it with people. And it's a community thing, isn't it?
Yes.
It's really nice. You meet. I've met people here who lived in this house and grew up in it as
that's
a child.
nice.
You know, and that's lovely. You learn a lot about your neighbourhood.
Yeah, and do many people join each year, or do more people join maybe if you drop off?
We always want new gardens, and I think they probably got maybe 4 new ones this year, so they're always looking for new ones because some of us need a break.
So I think there's about 20, isn't there? Ish.
There is 20,
and mainly in Beeston, but there's a few Chilwell
edging onto
as
Chilwell,
well.
And then of course there's the Heritage Centre that's part of the
by
trail
the canal.
as well, by the canal.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we definitely need new ones because people want to see different ideas.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, it's always nice to have a nosy around other people's gardens.
Yes. When you haven't got to do it.
Zoe, I didn't expect to find artwork in a back garden in Beeston.
Well, I had an invitation, and it's a weekend that I wasn't actually displaying my art anywhere, so I said yes.
And it's all sort of garden related?
I brought mainly my flowers.
Right.
And there's some chickens, a bee and some birds as well.
Okay. What do you normally specialise in then?
Well, I love a lot of things, and landscapes are my favourite.
Okay.
But I keep going back to flowers.
Okay.
Because who doesn't love flowers?
And where's a favourite place around here to pen or ink a good landscape?
Well, a lot of the landscapes are out of my imagination, to be honest.
Oh, right, okay.
But some people like to relate them to a place they know.
Okay.
And sometimes it's not a wise thing to put a place on a piece of work, because someone might have another idea that it's from somewhere else.
Okay.
So mine are often imaginative.
You do them from photographs as well then? Or
Sometimes. Yes. So this particular one is taken from a photograph I took of the Pass of Glencoe.
Okay.
And I actually bought the tweeds in the Highlands to make the original work.
Yeah.
So that one was taken from a photograph, and I've used the skyline, which is very iconic.
Yeah.
Pass of Glencoe.
And how long have you been painting?
Machine embroidery.
Is it painting?
Well, some people call them paintings, but it's machine embroidery.
Oh, right.
Textile art.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
So they're all made by machine embroidery techniques.
Yeah.
So they're like mini quilts behind glass.
Okay. And I presume you've got an online presence?
I do.
And what?
Online, I have a website, Instagram and Facebook.
What's your website, Zoe?
zoezegzula.co.uk.
Brilliant. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, first garden of the day. Already found plants, different paths, and an artist. Off now to number 16. What a pleasant visit. Tick. First one off. So continuing up Devonshire Road, or is it Devonshire Avenue, I think. Next stop, number 16. Hello, someone's alarm going off. Must say, to say we're near a mere stone's throw from Beeston. Can't hear any traffic, trams. It's like being in the park, if you know Nottingham, which I did a little video on. If you have a look, it's called Nottingham's Hidden Amenity. That's unusual. Devonshire Avenue has got its own car park. Well, maybe not that unusual. Now this one apparently has been a labour of love for somebody for over 40 years. Let's take a look.
All your hostage.
How nice is this? This garden is even, obviously I'm guessing just for today, got its own bell ringers. See if we can get a glimpse of them. It's nice and dry today, so I've just got my normal shoes on. Never seen one of those before. A street library. Take a book, give a book, and share a book. What a brilliant idea. It's really warm now. Well, warm. It's hot. Really, really hot. We're not going up there. Are we going down here? I think. Yeah. Get lost. I'll get lost. The next stop for me today is Garden Tea, described as being tightly packed with a wide variety of plants, including alpines, water plants, succulents and carnivorous plants. Oh, and there's a greenhouse too, and some alpine frames. Let's go and have a look.
And then as soon as I've got a
shade part of my garden that's, you know, dry shade rather than this thing. But they love it. They love it. So it's not the moisture, it's the shade.
Hey. Yeah? Sophia's back. Okay.
It's a really well organised trail, this. It's the first ever garden trail I've been on. So basically it's £5, all of which goes to charities. And just to give you an idea, last year they raised £8,600. Each garden can dedicate a charity. Then I'm guessing that the money split up between them. 800 people did the trail last year. I think I'm turning left down here. All the addresses of the gardens are on a little sheet that you're given with a map, and if you've got the internet, of course, you can have a sneak preview of where you're going to. There seems to be some balloons or bunting outside the selected gardens, or gardens that decide to enter. So if you're at the end of the road, not quite sure if you're in the right place, just look out for the balloons, or in this case the bunting.
We all nominate our own charity, and as long as it's a proper charity, not the school one, it's got to be a proper charity. I have a cat, but it's not around at the moment. It's too hot for her. She normally greets people. She loves people visiting the model railway. My husband runs it for his model railway clubs on the daylight hours in summer as well. So she's normally out greeting all the people coming.
Yeah, it was a surprise to me to see model railway in your garden.
Well, we moved here when he was coming up, sort of looking at early retirement. They were all railway people. Most of the people who in the model railway club, they all used to work for the railways.
Okay.
So and he wanted a large flat garden to have an outside railway.
Yeah.
Thank you.
My dad was an engineer, and he built I think it would have been a 4-inch gauge, a steam.
Yeah.
Steam train from scratch.
Not many steam ones,
he used to run that on in Nottingham. There used to be a model railway society near the City Hospital on Valley Road.
The ring road there. Yes,
he ran that down there.
Used to be one out at Butterley as well, at the Midland Railway Trust.
Oh right, yeah.
I don't think that runs very often now.
No.
But no, so Phil wants to. We lived at Carlton, I should say, which is very hilly.
I was going to say.
Our bungalow there had a garage underneath it, to give you an idea of the. And so we were looking around for somewhere, found this place which literally had nothing in it. That's what it looked like.
Okay.
Which suited him. It had an outbuilding, flat garden.
Yeah.
had a kitchen, which was my interest, you know. So, and we moved here, and he's been developing it ever since.
So how long has it taken you to develop it to what it
Well,
is now from when you moved in?
Well, probably he started it more or less the following year. So that was about 1998. He laid out where it was going to be with bamboo poles.
Yes.
And then gradually building it. So it probably took him 2 or 3 years to get the basic structure. Some scenery he'd brought with him and adapted, but the rest of it's been built since he was here. And if you go in there, you'll find a lot of the buildings he's actually built from scratch, based on buildings in Beeston and Chilwell. He's taken photos, paced out a rough sort of distance and built them, and they replicate like a 1930s Midlands town, typically.
Right.
Not a particular town,
no,
but a lot of the buildings are from Beeston.
Of that style.
But things you would find, you know, like I said, oh, you've got to have a park with a Lido in it, you know. Everybody had a Lido in the 30s, you know.
Yeah.
So, and so a little bit of Highfield's Lido is in there.
Yeah.
Not the whole thing. Oh, it's lost all its carriages.
Why? Where's the train going to be here?
House in Park Street.
Oh yeah.
Where's the train going to be here?
No, it's outside of mine, isn't it?
Yeah, second.
1, 2. There it is.
Well, Phil, this surprised me when I walked into your back garden and was faced with a passenger train.
Yes.
So how long has it taken you to put this together?
Well, this particular layout was started in 1997 when we moved in.
Okay.
There was nothing in the garden, it was just a lawn basically. So we had to develop both the garden and the railway together, and, which we've done over the years. And it's now sort of reached the stage where it's as complete as it's going to be.
So you can actually get pleasure out of it now, watching it.
Yeah, oh yes.
Well, I assume you enjoy building it as well.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of maintenance, particularly in the outside bit, because obviously weather takes its toll.
Yeah.
Because I had to replace all the boards, most of the boards out there 2 years ago because they'd just rotted, the original one.
Okay, what gauge is it?
It's Gauge O.
Gauge O. Okay. And these buildings, are they based on anything in particular?
Well, in this one you've got a model of the Memorial Hall, Chilwell Memorial Hall.
Okay.
The back, as it was in the late 1930s.
Yeah.
It's now got a lot of buildings on the side of it that were done in the Second World War. The pub is the Royal Oak.
Oh, is that the one near, was it near Sainsbury's?
That's the
Or
one.
Side Street?
Yep.
I remember going to a party there years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And one of our late friends who did a lot of photography, he happened to have a photograph of the landlord and his wife dated about 1906, very old fashioned.
Right.
So I reduced that on the computer and it's now behind the bar, the photograph's there.
Oh, fantastic.
So
So they're really, really detailed. And these are all scratch built?
these are
aren't
scratch,
they? Yeah.
this is scratch, this is a house in Park Street.
Okay.
Those are card kits which you assemble and put detail on,
Yeah.
do whatever you want to the inside. This is all scratch built. Yes. And things like the allotments, all the buildings on that are all scratch.
Yeah. And how long have you been taking part in the garden trail?
Many years now. I can't really remember when the first one was, but
Okay.
it's going back some time.
So visitors would have seen this progress then?
Well, yes, although there's probably not There's no major changes, I don't think, that's happened over
No.
the years, but the detail obviously is probably increased.
And I presume you're a member of a railway club, so a model railway
Well,
club?
a group, yeah,
Group.
but yes, there's a Gajo, and there's a nationwide Gajo guild, which is
Okay.
covers all Gajo matters. So, member of that, but also we've got one or two local groups.
Not only have we got a railway in this garden, but there's something here for you boaters, people that are interested in canal boats who are watching this channel. Just have a look at this. Wow.
But he loves just building models. But as I say, he's had an interest in canals for a long time. And as I say, I like cycling around. So I see quite a lot of canal boats. One of my favourite campsites is at Devizes, and you're right along the Kennet, is it Kennet and Avon?
Kennet and Avon, yeah.
Which is lovely there, because you get all the boaters, and
Yeah.
then you can cycle along, and then you get another group of boaters all
Yeah.
the way into Trowbridge, you know, so it's
Yeah,
really
there's
beautiful.
a lot of mooring
Yeah,
slots
absolutely beautiful down there, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I've never actually personally been on a canal boat,
Right.
you know. It's like horses, I like looking at them,
Yeah.
but I don't particularly want to go on one, you know.
Well, I think if you fall off canal boat into
know.
the canal,
Yeah.
you've probably got less distance to fall than you
Well,
have if
probably,
you was on a horse.
Although, as I say, you know, like these poor kids that got killed, you know, people
Yeah.
don't realise they are dangerous.
Oh, goodness,
Locks are
yeah.
dangerous. They
Oh,
are
locks
not
are, yeah.
Swimming
I'm
pools.
talking about just the
Yeah.
general bit
Yes,
of the canal.
that's right.
Yeah,
But-
locks are dangerous.
But so yes, again, he's just done a little bits and pieces on it. At one time, he had a layout at one time, the previous house, and he'd wanted on that to actually build a little canal like at the side of it, so you've got the warehouses and then the town behind.
Yeah.
And he got a little bit of it done, but then we were going to move house, but he gave all of it to the Midland Railway Trust to
Right.
put in their
Is that the
hall.
one at Butterley?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they put it in there, but unfortunately it never got looked after, and it fell into disrepair.
Oh, that's a
And
shame.
eventually somebody put in an offer and bought it off them to do the restoration, so we never knew what happened to it
Oh,
after
that's a
that.
shame.
But he had some nice buildings. He even built like a proper church tower with stained glass window, but it was rather a shame. So I remember I did all the market stalls for them, you know,
Oh, right.
all little stalls and painting cabbages and everything.
Yeah.
You know, so, yeah. So this is basically what I do, the scenic decor. You
Yeah.
know, anything like that. You want a hedge, you want a tree. I'll paint the figures, you know. So
Yeah.
but I'm not allowed to touch the actual vehicles at all. I mean,
No.
his friend does a lot of the trains, all the lining on them and everything like that. You know, the proper stuff.
Uh,
So yeah, the
Cats on the cut.
Cats on the Cut. And it's all about people who live mainly full-time on boats. A lot of them are just holiday boats, but do have cats. Some have lived on boats all their life,
Yeah.
and have been rehomed, you know, from houses.
Cats on the cut.
Cats on the Cut. So it's quite interesting following, and obviously if one goes missing, it goes ashore and doesn't
Yeah.
come back. They can contact other people. They say we're moored up at so-and-so if anybody sees. But it's quite an
Oh,
interesting little
it
Facebook
is, isn't it?
site.
I'll find
if
that.
you like canals, you know, 'cause
Yeah,
it-
yeah.
just following generally
I'll
the
find that and
information
put it
that's
on the
around,
put it
yeah.
on the screen now.
Yeah, so
Interesting.
Yeah, so much.
Time's really getting on now, so I'm only going to have got around probably a fifth of the gardens that are on the trail. It is on over 2 days. It's Sunday now. I think next year I'll make a couple of visits on the Saturday and the Sunday, and then I'll be able to get all the gardens in. Well, they're unusual, showing what can be grown in a pond or a canal maybe. Looks like there's some work going on here to create a waterfall, I'm guessing.
Inside, there's apples and then you get some. Thank you. All right, go for it. Thank you. No problem.
Oh gosh, so we're building on the side, yeah, and then we're also building bathrooms and kitchens and all sorts. So like I say, James.
So you're expanding your kitchen?
We'll have a yes, so the kitchen can. Yeah, the ours was open. Ours was open. That's a good idea. What would you want? And that goes. This wall that you've got between them, we don't have that wall. So this whole room is going to be all big and open. That'd be a kitchen, diner.
I was ready for that cup of water I've just been given. It's really, really hot now.
Love over many years.
Yeah.
Rick and Chris was in their front garden and it was enormous and they decided to cut it down and I got a bit of that.
Now this is special. You always say leave the best till last.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't leave it in particular, but what a great use of space. Originally it was just a lawn at the back of a typical sort of, I think it's a semi-detached house, newish build, but what a magnificent job they've done of this. Just shows what you can do if all you've got is effectively a courtyard.
It's not good. Oh, it is? Oh, right. Yeah, there will be. My friends in front. Yeah, oh, yeah. Them. Oh, okay. That side. Yes, this one's cactus. Yes, it is. You want? Yes, no one.
For 2023,
You certainly don't feel like you're in the middle of the East Midlands, in the middle of Beeston. It's certainly transporting me to pastures far, far away.
of those timber
Yeah,
things.
so all
yeah.
the timbers on sleeping raised beds.
Just
leave it under.
Yeah, so we used to get weeds and stuff coming.
Well, that was my little wander around Beeston, or the Beeston part of the Beeston and Chilwell garden trail. First time I've been. I think I've only covered probably a fifth of the gardens, maybe a quarter. I think I've been to about 6 that you saw earlier on of the gardens on the trail this year. It is a 2-day event. Next year, hopefully, I'll remember, and if it's glorious weather like we've had today, I'll be here for the 2 days.